Conference here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm here with some good friends of ours, and my wife and I, my wife Portia, who co-pastors here with me at New Life Christian Center, and my dear friends from Oklahoma, Judge Gary Bachman and his wife Connie Bachman are here. They were speakers here at our conference. We had a wonderful time again this year, and our theme is Jerusalem, God's eternal capital. We believe that Jerusalem is the undivided eternal capital of Israel. And Gary, Connie, honey, don't you all think that this was a unique conference?
Well, we started off and yesterday, Connie taught on the voice of the turtle dove.
Oh, that was great.
And it's teaching us to listen to the voice of the Lord in a quiet and gentle way. And I'm telling you, I take the calls off the recorder. I just got tired. I just said, well, I'll check the rest of it later, because people are calling and saying it was so simple, but yet so profound.
Mm-hmm.
And then this morning, oh my goodness.
Gary brought a good message, wasn't it?
Listening and obeying and hearing.
I heard God talking directly to me about that, you know.
Gary, you've been teaching this for, what, 6 months in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
And you got to 9 verses?
out of 52.
Out of 52 verses, you
That's
just
right.
got to 9. And on the first verse, I think when we talked, you said you stayed on the first verse.
About 3 or 4 weeks, actually, 3 or 4 sessions.
Oh, that's
Simply
most
because
important.
of the understanding of Isaiah, listen, active listening to the voice of the Lord, active listening to whatever he has to say,
Yes.
is the most important issue we can address.
And in listening to that, we're finding out that a lot of people are not listening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Gary, talk to us a little bit about it.
I think one of the things that I wanted to say, and I hope I said it, is that because I believe that New Life Christian is on the cutting edge. They are the forerunner. They are the leader in bringing together the movement of the Jewish people and the Christians together in one accord, that because they're on the cutting edge, anytime God makes a dramatic move, a change in his program, his emphasis, then the people must listen and hear.
Mm-hmm.
When they listen to God, they hear from God, then all of a sudden doors are opened and God's complete and perfect will is fulfilled, and this church is the leader in that. And so I felt compelled by God to share that with them, how proud I was to be a part of it, and how they show unequivocally every day their love for the Jewish people. And it'll be the love that, as it says, provoke them to jealousy. And love will open every door, and they'll come, and everybody will come together, and they'll say, God is with the Jewish people, and we can learn from them. And suddenly we walk hand in hand in this season of time. And so I'm just proud to have been here and to be a part of this church.
Gary, thank you so much for saying that. I was about to interrupt you and just say thank you for saying that. But I see, and I know we all see this, that God is bringing Jews and Christians together all over the world.
Yes,
I remember telling, I think it was David McCrutman, that, one of the greatest modern day miracles was the Jews coming back, making Aliyah back to Israel. But even a greater miracle is how God's bringing Jews and Christians together during this time. And I know you all see it even in Oklahoma. Jews and Christians coming together.
We are.
You see that down there, Connie?
Yes, we do. Particularly, we had Zion's Gate, the foundation, 30 years ago.
That's your ministry.
That's the ministry
Mhm.
that we have had for 30 years. But in the last 15 years, we've been having a twice monthly Bible study, Torah study,
Mhm.
and more, every year we go deeper into Hebrew Roots Foundation, and we've had several guest rabbis, as well as guest Israeli teachers come. And it's, every time we advertise a guest rabbi, the attendance doubles. Now that tells you
Oh,
something.
that speaks
That tells
volumes
you.
right there.
Yeah.
But what do you think is happening in the body of Christ right now? What do you think?
People need to hear the truth. And for so long, the Christians
Mm-hmm.
have neglected what we call the Old Testament. And it didn't exist until they wanted to talk about tithe. And I mean, they'll talk about the time, but what Gary talked about this morning, the Shema, Hear, O Israel, you know, the Lord our God is one. So many of the things that we thought that we knew, we didn't have to go back to the Old Testament to learn about. And so we avoided that. And the Jews know the Old Testament, okay? And we just thought, well, all we need is the New Testament. But the whole Bible belongs to the Lord.
Bible. And that's why we call that white page in the middle, the uninspired page.
The uninspired
Just tear it
page.
out.
And so they're bringing what they have to the table, and we bring what we have to the table, and it's for one new man.
Right.
And it's so awesome that, you know, that the Christians will go to listen to a rabbi in Oklahoma City, but even more amazing that a rabbi will come to teach.
That is a true miracle. And
It is.
That's
It is.
that last wave. We've been seeking knowledge, Torah knowledge. We've been seeking knowledge of the Hebrew roots for many years. But to seek it from an orthodox, observant, Torah-aware rabbi, it's a different thing.
That's just a different story.
That's right.
Well, what about, do you ever foresee Christians on a larger scale celebrating Shabbat? Do you think that will happen?
Well, one reason why I think it's going to happen is because of the Ten Commandments. Okay, we all believe in the Ten Commandments, right? But the church is taught there are 9 commandments and 1 suggestion. Everybody believes that thou shalt not kill, honor your mother, but only remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy is the one that we can say, well, you really don't have to do that one. So in other words, the church is taught that is a suggestion. Everything else, God said it, he gave it to Moses, he wrote it with his finger, but only that one is the one that we can go, well, nah.
What do you think about that, Gary? Do you think you'll see that? You'll see
Well,
more of
yeah,
that?
I think so for 2 reasons. Number one, we're called to be Christ-like. And as I read the scriptures, Jesus did celebrate and keep the Sabbath. And if we're going to be Christ-like, then we'll do that. And then we see he kept the holidays. He kept the Feast of Tabernacles. He kept Pesach or Passover. And as I say it this way, I don't want to get in an argument with anybody about whether they say, okay, we don't believe or we should. I don't find anywhere in the scriptures where it says, thou shalt not keep the Sabbath.
Right.
I do see where it says, thou shalt. So I'll tell you what, I look at it this way. It's a treasure box. And in the treasure box, just open up the lid and it says, if you keep it, you'll be satisfied and you'll be delighted. And you'll rest. And of all the season of time where people need rest, it's this time.
That's right.
And he talks, one time he says, the Sabbath rest. And the Sabbath rest comes obviously on the Sabbath. So will they keep it? Obviously, if nothing else, I guess God will disrupt the economy and do everything else to drive people to the Sabbath rest. But if you want delight and rest and peace, then I hope that they'll open up the treasure box and take from it the delight of the Sabbath. Yeah.